Hi everyone to this second conversation with Susanne in Implema Talks. This is I'm venturing in a little bit deeper into the world of analytics and data sources and data lakes and all these different things to kind of make that simpler understanding, basically what you can do and so on. So, but instead of me, introducing Susanne, maybe Susanne, who do I have on the line here? Who's with me? For those that are new. Yeah.
Susanne, Business Area Manager for BI, Data and Analytics here at Implema. Have been in this field for a very long time, I would be honest to say. And as we said, the data and analytics will never be fat and happy. It's always changing and getting more and more modern thinking and more AI readiness for a lot of things. So that's where we are at the moment. Yes.
Yeah, good. And I find it very interesting, and I actually look forward to this conversation because in my world, and I know I'm sticking up my nose a little bit being an ex-SAP in this, but SAP is actually late to that buffet, to that party, to be explicit.
Yeah.
So we are talking now about, in SAP's terms, BDC, but we're also actually looking outside in. Where does this, for how long is this been going on, and what is this? And we do have, for those of you that are venturing into this, we have Databricks, we have Snowflakes, we have Microsoft, we have a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
So what's your take on this? What's if we just look at it from the different data models?
Yeah. I would say that is two ways to go here for different parties. For some of the people maybe have SAP as an ERP system, but they have a lot of other sources outside. One way to go is to take those other sources into the BDC system with some sort of tools that you don't have to do it by batch job and get the data in. You have like the delta sharing. That could be with the Databricks or Snowflake. Fabric will come in September this year, so they are not really there yet on the SAP side. Other one is maybe to share the SAP data on the data platform outside that a lot of customers do today. They want to have a clean platform for their analyzing systems and do like that. And that is the good way to do it with Databricks or Snowflake, because they have this delta sharing. You can make sure that the data that you have in SAP will be the same on the other side, so you don't mix and sharing. So I think it's different for different customers what way they want to do it. To be really honest, I think the best way to do it is to have it in a data platform outside that's separated from the business systems as much as possible, and to have one single truth of the truth, I would say. But there's different for different customers, I would say. But my flavor on this one is now we came to Implema a year ago. We have the Databricks guys, we have the Azure guys, we have the Snowflake guys. So for us, SAP is just one other source, to be honest, to add on to it. Yeah. And that's the good thing with it. So we are like neutral in saying it depends on client and what they want to do. But for me, if you are a company that both buys and sells company all the time, maybe it's not good to try to push it into an ERP system. Let them be in their ERP system and have it on a data platform aside, because that would be much more simple if you want to turn on or turn off the data, depending on what's happening, and take your time to make sure that you are aligned on all the business criteria that you want.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned these things. I had a conversation with a client yesterday, and we talked exactly about this. It's like, okay, I have this ERP system. I'm not going to mention any names, but basically saying, we built it and we spent so much money, and it's really ruined almost, because we have so many
special
data points, and we have so much in there. How could this help? Could this help me? And I looked at him and it's like, yes, of course, because we just dip into that data lake or those information holders, and we pickpocket that. And you can do the transformation and all that heavy stuff. Do that at the end. Do that when you're done. But if you're looking for the needle in the haystack, this is the way to go. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think it's very interesting now that SAP finally has opened up, to be really honest about it, that it doesn't cost that much, because a lot of clients has before tried to make business batches and stuff to send it out, and it's cost every time you're pushing data, and it costs to have it stored somewhere. And if you're now delta sharing it in a good way, it will be more friendly, environmentally friendly, and you will be sure that you're just pointing out what to do and what part. And those new technologies like Snowflake and Databricks, I mean, they have good stuff both for AI ready, machine learning ready, and they have a lot of the built-in tools that is really good for that kind of work for them. So I think that's a good way to think. What do we need to do with our data? What are we going to use it for? And what can help us in our businesses daily?
Yeah, and I think that's very good. And today, for everyone that listens, it's also based on zero copying. So you don't actually move the data. You look at it. That's pretty much it. So,
Susanne, and don't forget just one more thing. Don't forget it's also with some security rules with what line can person see when you delta sharing it. So the right person can see what and not everything. So don't forget the safety deposit in this.
No. Yeah. So absolutely, compliance and all that comes along, right? You need to, because that's something that is a lot of people actually bring up and say, okay, they tend to step back because of the ownership, because they are uncertain of it. But Susanne, I'm so glad to have yet another conversation. I think I do want to kind of wrap this up in another conversation around maybe a little bit of user cases, and so on. But we'll do it in the later talk, I guess. So thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.